It's time again for the Candlepin Challenge, produced by CN8 in conjunction with the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome back inside the Woburn Bowlerdrome. John Holt with Dan Murphy, and we're down to the final four regular season shows.
That's right, the final stretch, and of course our champ, John Zappi, is trying to protect that third spot. He ended up with a tie, and the high singles determining factor for that third place spot, so he's trying to protect that.
You're talking about the top three two-game totals that end up determining who makes the final championship show. And right now it's Jeff Surrett on top, Dave Barber and John Zappi tied at 296. We'll see what happens over the next 4 weeks. A lot of talented bowlers on tap to meet the challengers. Today we say hello to Trina Fernandez. Hi, Trina.
Hi, John. Thanks a lot. Well, we've got Sam Dagostino and Stu Bergman back in the house. It's good to see you again, guys. And Sam, I know you're doubles partners with Stu. How's that been going?
Good. We bowled yesterday, the state open doubles at Metro Bowl in Peabody, and we had a tough day. Stu beat me like he beat me last time on the show, and hopefully we'll bowl better today.
Well, it could be your day today.
Let's hope so.
Well, Stu, you hope it's not Sam's day.
Yeah, I just hope I can throw a good ball today, and Sammy's been bowling great lately, so I think we'll have a fun match too. So.
And the lucky winner gets John Zappi.
Oh, good. We're all psyched for that.
Oh, just a second ago you said bring him on.
Yeah. Well, we'll do the best we can. He's been bowling great lately too, Zap. So it'll be fun. Either one of us today. Yeah.
Lots of fun over here. Let's bring him on. Back over to you guys.
All right, Trina, thank you. We bring on the champ, a guy who's very familiar with this spot, defending a championship. Of course, right now you're in that top three, but you probably would like to increase that total. But if you play a prevent defense the next 4 weeks and nobody scores more than you, you're in for the championship.
Yeah, that would be great, so, hope I can do it. We'll see what happens.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
We're back with the Challengers match right after this on CN8. Welcome back to Woburn. First of four final regular season shows, and two good bowlers in the Challengers match meeting again. Stu Bergman and Sam Dagostino. Sam to step in first, a one-game Challengers match. Sam looking terrific too, by the way. Fit and ready to go. Lane 35 to start. On the head pin, drops just three.
Takes out the 1, 5, and 9 pin. Spread eagle plus that 8 pin in the back. Probably go after the 3 and 6. Gets the 3. So thrown 2 balls, hit the pin he's aiming at both times, and still looking at 6 pins.
Doesn't want a bad box to start.
No, not in this Challengers match. One game. Oh.
Ends up with just a 5.
A tough 5 it is. I don't know if there's any easy 5s, but
the winner to meet John Zappi in our 2-game championship match.
Back on the head pin, this time the diamond lead. 2, 4, 5, and 8 with a piece of wood in between the 5 and the 8. Pretty hard to believe he could take out those 3 and leave that 4 pin, but that's exactly what he did. So he'll be open the first 2 frames.
Does get a 10 box, total of 15 for Sam. Now to Stu Bergman from Millis, Massachusetts. Miss to the left and punch out just 1.
Just the 2 pin.
Hey, don't be too good, Stu. Just bowl. Bowl a little bit, Stu. Just bowl.
If we could have rolled tape during their warm-up, they were really crushing strikes and spares all over the place. Sometimes when the light goes on, a little different.
A little better than Sam, but not by too much. A 7 for Stu, box 1.
Let it rip, Ava.
Gets 7 with just the first ball in his second frame. 3, 4, 6 left.
Just sliding by. Tried to split the 3 and the 6 and just missing the 3-pin. Needs one of these to take the lead. It's going to be tied.
Kind of a reset for both guys.
Yeah.
Nothing
no harm,
gained,
no foul.
nothing lost. We head into box 3, all even, 15 apiece.
Back on the head pin. This time the 3-6 with the 4-pin on the left. Piece of wood next to the 4. Again, object pin being that 3, either inside or ideally trying to split the 3 and the 6.
Does it,
Close.
but can't get the 4. Two 10 boxes in a row for Sam, gets him to 25 through 3. All 10 of them. First mark comes in the form of a strike in the 4th.
He's been all over the head pin with the first ball. It's just a matter of time before he gets off it just a tad and gets into one of the pockets, that time the 1-2, as you can see the replay. Actually the 1-3, and the result is the strike.
Stu drops 7. Looking at the 5, 8, 9 triangle.
Just sliding by that object pin, in this case the 5. Takes out just the 9.
Needs a 10 box to keep pace. Instead it's an 8. Now Stu will be opposite the strike in the 4. Drop 7.
1, 2, and 9. Piece of wood way in the back. It's rolling next to the 9, which could give him some help.
So the advantage is to Sam Dagostino through 4 boxes. Stu without a mark. 3 8s in a row, leaving pins up. Eight with the first ball.
It looked like he was going to be left with a 4-7, which he has up with the 3-pin. The 3-pin, last one to topple over, gives him a legitimate spare leave with those 2 in the left-hand corner. Trying to go spare on strike.
Past the 4 to get only the 7. Total of 9 though in the fill. Gives him a 13-pin advantage through 4 boxes. And now a 10 box, his third 10 box here in the 5th. Seven fall. Leaves the 3, the 5, and the 6.
Little smile from Sammy. He feels like he's bowling a little better than this score. He's on that object pin, but just can't carry the extra pin.
And after posting that 5 in box 1, he has not left a pin up. 4 10s and that strike back in the 4th. Stu with some work to do, box 5. Eight remains in the back row along with the 1, 3, and 6.
And the flip side of what you just said is, as far as leaving pins standing, Stu has left 9 pins standing in the first 4 boxes.
jeopardy of leaving a couple more unless he can finish off the 10 box. Does just that. Boy. Haunted by the 8s, 4 in a row.
Just can't find that head pin with that first ball. 4 horsemen right plus the 8.
Took out those 4 horsemen with one fell swoop, but leaves the 8 in the back. So open again. Not a mark through 6, though he does get a 10 box. And with 4 frames remaining, it's a 15-pin advantage for Sam Dagostino.
Oh boy. Yeah, make it worse. Take over the 5-pin as well.
Very little help left now. The wood between the 7 and 10.
Yeah, he's going to have to go after the 10-pin, and hopefully he can catch enough of that wood to slide it across and maybe catch a piece of that wood in the center of the lane. But to me, it looks like it's too deep. He would have had a better shot if the 5-pin stayed up.
Clean it up nicely, though, with the 10 boxes. 74 through 7.
Back on the head pin, and that's the result he wants. The 4-pin, piece of wood. Oh boy, I don't know. I can't see from this angle. He may have a clear shot at it. Yeah, he can get by that piece of wood. Oh, he takes the wood.
Second mark, it's a spare for Sam. And the heat has been turned up on Stu Bergman. He's just got 4 boxes to work with.
Yeah, it's now. He needs a mark now. He hasn't had one yet. He's due. 8th frame. There goes the 10-pin.
Wanted that to happen. Leaves him with the 4-7 and
should say the 7th frame. I don't like that piece of wood in between. Heard him let out a little groan there. He knew that was too far left.
Nine for Stu. Gets him to 58, but now he's opposite the spare in the 8th. Would really love a strike. Five, 8, 9 bundled together.
Similar shot he had earlier in the string. This time he has a piece of wood out in front.
Got it. You knew that was coming. Long overdue for a good bowler like Stu Bergman, spare in the 8th.
Down by 16, though. So he's 2 marks behind Sam without the benefit of the fill.
Six on the fill for Sam.
Both bowlers were kidding about John Zappi and his record, and they're both saying, oh, let's bring it on, bring it on. They may want to rethink that right with these scores right now.
Zappi warming up as he gets ready to step in momentarily to defend his championship and perhaps improve on his 2-game total of 296. Does have him in the mix right now, tied with Dave Barber for the championship show.
There's our champ. Still bowling left-handed, too.
Might as well stick with it.
Yep.
He's done well by it. 10th and final box for Sam in the challenge match.
Oh, he gets a good break top toppling the 4 and 7, leaves himself the 3-6, a piece of wood that looks like he might. Oh yeah, as long as he keeps the ball above the red line, doesn't want to turn that piece of wood.
He'll get a bonus roll coming up.
And that's a big mark in the 10th. Stu Bergman might be in a double strike situation by the time he gets up there. Certainly going to have to mark out. Four.
114 for Sam Dagostino. Stu's at 68. Got a fill coming up and 2 boxes remaining.
Needs big fills and continue to mark.
Pick it up, Stu.
2, 4, 5 remain.
Still alive.
Keep some hope alive, indeed.
Hammer time, Stu. Hammer time.
Needs this for the spare, and then he needs to throw a strike for a tie game.
Got it. So it comes down to 1 ball, folks.
$50 in bonus money, but now he needs a strike to get himself another $50. But more importantly, it would tie the match up. So it took him a while to get going, but finally never gave up. Finished with 3 spares, and now he needs a strike, which he hasn't had today.
Here we go, baby.
Oh,
Doesn't do it, but boy, he made it interesting. Sam Dagostino survives 114-108, and he has earned the right to take on John Zappi. That starts next on CN8. All set to get rolling with the championship match, the 2-game championship match, and a familiar face, no doubt, to regular viewers of the show, John Zappi. And to defend his championship, he will go first here at game 1. Quincy. The lefty taking on Sam Dagostino, who just won. Stu Bergman. John starts by dropping 7, leaves the 6, the 9, and the 10.
John has a 24-9 record on the show. Been here
Just
many
tremendous.
times. He's almost ready for a second page on the stat sheets.
And he doesn't waste any time getting his first mark.
Of course, he was on our final show last year, losing to Bob Whitcomb, 261-257. Starts with a mark. 2 full, spread eagle.
So only 4 on the fill.
That's right. We forget one of the other pocket chains that John has a chance to pick up, and that's the strike, the triple strike pool. Back in November, John had a triple strike, and along with Rich Hallis, they'll split that $1,000 if no one else hits it.
To Sam Dagostino.
Light hit that time.
Just the start he wanted.
Barely touched the head pin and got a good mixing action, and finally was it 2 and 4? Yes, 4, kicks backwards into the 2 for the strike. I'd be a bit surprised to see him throw another one. He's been on the head pin most of the day. Sure, Dan. 1-3-6, trying to go spare on strike. Would mention that with sadness that we lost one of the sports icons in the Boston area. Of course, he's very much tied to us in our game, and that's Don Gillis. I'd like to read a statement from Ralph Sem, the president of the ICBA. He reads, the International Candlepin Bowling Association was sorry to hear of the passing of Don Gillis. Don had the vision of bringing the candlepin industry and the game of candlepins into the homes of thousands of people in New England. The show began in Boston, Channel 5, and lasted over 30 years. And today's show and all candlepin shows are a tribute to Don Gillis, the pioneer and leader in candlepin bowling on television. Mr. Gillis was also a member of the ICBA Hall of Fame. He'd be sadly missed. On a personal note, I was fortunate enough to be a competitor on his show, and of course now a commentator. And he's the one that set the bar of expectations of all the bowling shows. And our hope someday is when they mention Don Gillis, they maybe mention us too. That would be great. But he was the granddaddy. And although he touched every major sport in the city of Boston, I'm sure if you mention the name Don Gillis, candlepin bowling will be the first thing people remind him or are reminded of when they mention Don Gillis. So
really is synonymous with the sport. Well said, Dan. Thank Ralph for his thoughts.
And I'm sure all of our crew and CN8 have not lost sight of this either, and they are planning a real tribute to Don Gillis on that championship show, which will be taped in June, and we'll give you more information as that comes up. But CN8 certainly knows that our show is a direct relation to his. They'll do a tribute to him on that final show, so that should be worth watching.
This is John Zappi now in the 4th after 2 10 boxes.
Just light leaves the 5-pin.
Opened with the mark. Now hopeful for 3 10s in a row. Instead it's a 9. So 43 for John through 4. And back to Sam, who was looking for some bonus money after he opened strike then a spare.
Wants both the 6 and the 10 to go. The 10 goes. 7 on the spare. Needs this for $50. Difficult shot, 2, 4, and 6. That's what he wanted to do.
Got it 1 roll late. But matches the 10 from John Zappi.
I'd like to give you the $50, Sammy, but it's got to be a mark.
And he's out ahead by some 13 pins through 3. He will have a great chance, or at least a chance, as the wood may play a factor, in his 3rd mark.
Where Sammy's been on a show several times too, is a 6-win and 9-loss record dating back all the way back to '03.
Wood is his friend, and it's a spare. 2 spares and a strike for Sam, and sending an early message to John Zappi.
He's trying to negotiate that piece of wood to get out of the way so he has a clear shot at the 6 and 9.
Looks like he'll get it. It rolls off to the left. Second straight 9.
A little late with that delivery, leaves it off to the left.
52 at the turn in game 1 for John Zappi. That's going to leave 3. 7, 9, 10, all in the back row. And a lot of wood to think about.
Yeah. I'd probably take the one right in the center. Again, just a little late with his delivery, a little bit behind himself. Almost like a pitcher hanging a curveball.
A 9 once again. 3 9s in a row, up over 60 at 61. But another opportunity for Sam to extend and stretch out his lead. He will fill here in the 5th, following that spare back in the 4th. Excellent fill, a 9. Just a 4 pin away from being a strike.
Walks up to the foul line, take a good look at that, and it can't be any worse.
Right in the path of the 4.
Sammy, I don't know if it looks any better at the foul line, but it doesn't look very good from back here. He's going to have to cap that wood, and then there's no guarantee then.
Yes.
Very nicely done.
And again, in position for bonus money. Looking for 3 marks in a row.
See how that was played. Right on the dead on the cap. Yep. Drove it straight back.
Got the 10 to go, so he's left with the 4 and the 7 to the left.
And he's going to take another look.
Here comes the wood rolling that way.
That is not good. The wood is not his friend today. There you see, it's got to be above the red line, I think, to turn it and drive it back, but very difficult. Could come off the wall.
Either way, he's going to have a 30-pin advantage on John Zappi. 6 boxes. Wow. Not necessarily what you would have expected. Back with the finish of game 1 after this on CN8's. Welcome back to Woburn. Sam Dagostino trying to make some noise as we look ahead to the strike challenge coming up in a little bit. Dennis St. Pierre, drawn from names submitted by our audience, will bowl for $250 coming up between games 1 and 2. John Zappi down by 33 pins as Sam Dagostino, the challenger. Starts strong, 94 for Sam through 6 boxes, 61 for John Zappi. This is box 7 for John. Nine of them fall, leaves just the 7. Some relentless wood for both bowlers today.
Yeah, he can get through there. If he does clip the wood, as long as he hits the piece of wood that's on the playing surface, that's perfectly legal, even though half of it's in the channel. Yes, nicely done.
John with his 2nd mark, had a spare in the 1st. Now another one here in the 7th.
You see a replay? Oh, could get it, could get it. Oh, that wood stopped it. 2 in a row.
Up to 90 and counting for John Zappi. See if Sam has an answer in the 7th.
Oh.
Big answer. How about that?
There was no doubt about that one. Just exploded in the 1-3 pocket. Going back to the very first box of the Challengers match, Sam threw a 5 box. He has not left the pin standing since.
Wow.
It's amazing. That close to a double.
He'll target Spear on strike instead. Be his 6th mark through 8 frames if he can do it.
His 3rd pair of marks this game. Sets himself up for some bonus money.
Yes. His lead was 33. Zappi threw the 2 spares, and then Sam extended that lead by a pin to 34 with a strike to the spare of his own.
This is always a story in a story here, and of course, John Zappi is sitting on the bubble with that 3rd place score. Sam Dagostino has got a great opening game. I'm sure both bowlers are thinking about that. 7 on the spare. Gives himself the 1, 7, and 10. A couple favorable pieces of wood behind the head pin. Looks like if he hits the head pin, he's got a real good chance of making it 3 in a row and a $50 bonus money. Oh, how did the 7 pin stay up? The crew, the truck always gives me this insight, and the reason it didn't go down is they told me nothing hit it.
Basic physics.
Yeah. They're really smart in the truck. They know what they're talking about.
One box to go. John's at 107.
Yeah, he needs a mark. Needs a mark here. Just for the confidence builder going into that second game, because he's going to find himself down a few pins. Turned away. Just a little late with that delivery, leaving it to the left.
1, 6, 10.
Another makeable spare, though, with the wood behind the head pin.
Right by the 1 to the left. .115, the game 1 score. 13 under John's average.
Here's that replay of that. Yeah, the ball just barely missed it. But they were right. Nothing hit it.
We've got confirmation.
Yep.
How high can Sam go in game 1?
Well, a lot higher until you said that. Drops 5. Got the back row. 7, 8, 9, 10 with the 4. Going to go after the triangle. 4, 7, and 8. Oh, what a shot! That's worth $50. Wow. You get $1,000 for a shot like that. The degree of difficulty. Watch this. Plays the 4 pin on the left-hand side. Slides the 8 into the 9, 9 into the 10. Great shot. And now he's... at 148.
Can he get yet another mark and earn a bonus ball?
Well, this is worth $50 and a chance to throw a strike for another 50. But more important, like you said, John, is to put it into the 160 range. And oh, it's too high. Oh! He had a little guide there, but he came up too high in the wood. deflected the ball and the pin away from that 7-pin, and that may be a crucial miss right there.
Yeah, circle that one. When you talk about 2 game totals, back with the strike challenge after this.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Well, it's time for the strike challenge, and today our strike challenger is a birthday boy. Dennis St. Pierre, where are you from?
Springfield, Mass.
And I heard you're a postman.
Yes, I am. 31 years.
31 years. You're going to deliver and win $250?
I'd like to. Be a good birthday gift.
That would be a great birthday gift. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see if Dennis can get it done. $250 on the line, and the strike challenge needs a strike to get the $250.
Let's see if he can deliver. Here we go, $250.
Now it's $50 for a spare. $4 right now and counting. Final ball. That jackpot will grow once again. $8. That'll buy a bunch of those forever stamps. Of course, Dennis may get an inside rate and a little discount. Back to our storyline, and it's a good one. Sam Dagostino put up a 158 in game 1. Leads John Zappi by 43, and maybe starting to target that 2-game total of 296. Let's see how these first few boxes go. Decent start, takes out 9. 138 is the number that Sam would need to get to get up to 296. And of course, with that 158 single,
Yes.
puts him ahead in the tiebreaker. Barber at 159, Zappi at 157, but
Yeah,
Sam would, and I don't want to jinx him
No.
throwing out all the numbers,
That's
but he'd
right.
be in between at 158. Tough missed opportunity, box 1 though, instead of 10 bucks. Here's the 5 and the 8. Wood sliding to the right, that won't help.
I'll tell you, the wood for Sam so far today has not been very favorable. Another tough one. It's come up high in the wood. Second piece could keep the first one in play for him. Yes, well, he's working hard for these marks too. Of course, you know, we're referring to that 10th box where he had the 7-pin with a piece of wood and played it too high. We're forgetting about that one mark that he made when the 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Which was incredible, one of the best of the season.
Yeah, that's right.
Zapp takes out 7, leaving the 136 over the right. And he's got a spare, box 1.
That's certainly what he needs to do, is continually marking. If he can, forget about the score and just say, I need a mark in every box, and just keep pressing. Gets 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, and give Sam something to think about. Off target to the right that time, just 4 pins. 1, 2, 4, 8 with a 6-10 in the right-hand corner.
Lefty takes out the 10 for a 10 box. Sam now with a fill following that spare in the second. Can he get to 138? Right in the head pin.
There's 4 pin to go.
Looking at the 4, the 3, 4, 6. See if he can split the 3, 6. Three boxes, 2 open. pin left up. Imagine that.
That's the first one since that first box of the Challengers match. 21, 22 boxes before he left another one standing. Amazing.
Hoping to recapture some momentum here in the fourth box. That close, just the 10. Got the wood directly in front.
46 through 4.
John Zappi in the third. We joked in the opening about him playing the prevent defense, and really that's just a matter of offense, but nothing he can do now to slow down Sam. Just has to try to be better than him. So he watches Sam target his 296 total.
I mean, he was running down there when the guys were warming up just to do some road work. 10 box in the third, but John needs marks.
Cluster 4 to the right.
Nicely done.
Terrific spare from John Zappi. His second in this game.
See a lot of wood action there. Ball coming back.
Box 5 for Sam. He's gone two frames without a mark. He will have a chance with a nice little guide, the 3 and the 9.
3 and the 9, a piece of wood resting next to the 9 pin in the back as well. So if he's on the 3 pin, and just can't see how the 9 pin could stay up. Ooh, so almost went too far to the right.
Tested the limits.
Yeah, he had that look in his face that, uh-oh, I went too far right, but he got away with it. But that's what you need. You need a break like that once in a while.
His score through 5 boxes, 61, which is off the pace he needs. Needed to be closer to 70, halfway to 138.
Oh, that wood turned on him. Looks like to me he's going to be left-hand piece of that wood, drive the ball straight through. Hopefully the ball can take out those 3 and the 610 by the wood. Not quite.
Sam will need to turn it up from his pace to this point over the final 4 boxes to have a chance to get to 138. Doing a good job, though, leaving very few pins up. Just had 1 back in the third. He's at 71 now through 6.
There's a reason why he has half of this triple strike pool, you know. He can throw strikes, and right now would be a good time for one.
Though I don't think he would be happy losing this. I think he would be relieved if Sam didn't get to the score, and that might be consolation enough to know that he's still a factor for that championship show. $5 in the fill and a 9 box for John Zappi. Goes the head one.
John's timing is just not there today.
3, 7 in the 8.
Nicely done in the 6th.
Back with the finish of game 2 after this. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage of the CN8 Candlepin Challenge.
Of course, he wants 138.
That's okay. I was going to let that one slide.
Oh, I got it before the crew in the truck got it. Murphy math. 7 on the spare. Two in a row for John.
$50 in bonus money on the table in this next box.
Three, 5, 6. $50 shot.
$10 gets him north of the century mark in this game, 102. He's up by 11 pins, though Sam will add to his score with this fill. But the bigger story is, can Sam Dagostino get to 138? This fill is just huge right here. Nine.
Five pin, trying to make it 2 in a row and keeps his hopes alive.
Got it. 110 plus this next ball.
Must get at least 9, otherwise another mark will not help him.
And it's 8.
Well, you can tie, and that's a win for him. So he's need to convert this and then throw a strike. And he would win with a tiebreaker. Needs this for $50 and a chance at the top 3.
Wow. What's John Zappi thinking?
Needs a strike to get into the top 3.
Trying to do the math in his head. And here we go.
Got to have them all.
John Zappi survives. So close.
294.
Of course, we think of that box back in game 1. 10th box.
You certainly can't fault him for not pinning well, because he only left 1 pin standing. So he did his job there. Just to get 1 more mark someplace.
He got to 293, and that 296 score from John has stood since October this season, October of '07. Was the 3rd show of the season, I'm told, by Chris Larson, and so it's been out there. It nearly fell today. Kind of an anticlimactic finish, as Sam will win and have a chance to be part of 3 more weeks in the regular season.
It's ironic, the 3rd match of the season, he goes to 296, and guess who he hits the 296 against?
Dave Barber.
Mr. Dave Barber, who had it the week before. So it's pretty interesting how it all plays out.
Good one today. Very interesting. Sam Dagostino, the new champ. We're back to wrap it up after this. Well, if you want a reason to watch the final 3 weeks, you see how Sam came so close.
That's right. So close. John survived 1 week. Got 3 weeks to go.
We are back with the third to last show of the regular season next week. We'll see you then on the Candlepin Challenge.